This is the nature of everything. Don't stay stuck.
So here's something I didn't expect to say this week. Building a course made me feel like I needed a couch and a box of tissues.
Yeah, absolutely same. You know what? And I have a background in behavioral science. And you know what? I should have seen that coming.
You really should have. And after a decade of therapy, me too. Look, welcome everybody to the nature of everything. I'm Bo.
And I'm Clint. And today we're going to do things a little different. No outside topic, no quotes that we've heard. Today it's just us. And it's about what happened when we sat down to build this coin course.
Because you know what? Something shifted and we want to talk about it. So if you caught Tuesday's check in, you know that Clint and I have been in the same room working on the coin course. And what we've been doing is going back through the book and examining the different concepts and the tools and really figuring out how to make it teachable, how to make it something you can actually do and not just read about.
And you know what? What we didn't anticipate was what that process was actually going to do to us. Like, we built this thing and we literally wrote the book and we've been living it for years. And I still found myself sitting there just going, wow. I mean, like, there it is.
Yeah, there it is, multiple times.
Yeah, absolutely multiple times.
But here's the thing about coin that I think is easy to forget, especially when you build the framework out of your own life and your own crap, your own gaps. Going back through it systematically is basically going through all of it. You don't just revisit the concepts, you end up revisiting yourself.
That's 100% true. And that's also what caught me off guard this weekend because I thought we were building a curriculum and we were, but we were also kind of sitting in the middle of like you mentioned this therapy session that we didn't even know that we'd scheduled.
Yeah, and it didn't have a copay either.
Yeah, no copay, which is good because well, we'd have owed a lot.
Yeah, a lot, a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I mean, there were moments this week that we'd be simplifying some tool and trying to make it land for everybody, people who've never heard of coin. And one of us would just get quiet because the thing that we're trying to explain was sitting right on top of something real, something current.
Yeah, it's in the gap section did it for me because going back through like the gap mapping portion, like crossing versus closing, and just asking myself honestly, like, where am I right now? What am I crossing? And what have I been avoiding on the closing side of things? And that it's not a theoretical question when when you're the one who wrote
No, it
it.
really is not.
And that's the thing we want people to understand about this framework. It's not a self-help kind of system that you move through once and then you just file it away. And Bo said it a lot of times. He keeps using the word immutable. And it is immutable because it holds like every single time you come back to it, it meets you wherever you are.
Look, and that might sound like something that would just go on a poster, but I'm telling you, we have lived it this week
Mm.
and we've relived it this
Yeah,
week.
indeed. I mean, we've confirmed some things that we've been sort of glossing over for both of us, and we really had to own some stuff that we've both been quietly avoiding. We got intentional about things that we had sort of mindlessly drifted on.
Yeah, and that happened while we were supposed to be making slides.
While we were making the slides. Yeah, and like in matching t-shirts. We were wearing we were matching t-shirts.
Let the record show that we're not wearing the matching t-shirts every day, okay? We're moving on now.
Here's the thing. This is what I really want to say. And I mean this. Going back through the book to build this course reminded me of something I don't think I'd said out loud in a while. And I believe this like truly, deeply, not because it's ours, but it works. When you work the coin framework, this works.
Yeah, we genuinely believe that if someone picks up this framework and they actually act on it, not just listen, not just read, but they do the work, then it will change the nature of everything in their life. And that's not the tagline, that's what we've watched it do in our own lives.
And building the course brought that back around into truly sharp focus because you can't simplify something into its most teachable form without understanding it at its truest deepest level. And when we got there, when we really got there, we looked at each other and just kind of went, dude, this is real.
Really real. So look, I mean, we're fired up. I mean, we're tired.
Yeah.
We're kind of emotionally wrung out, but we're fired up.
So look, if you've been curious about the course, look, stay with us. We'll keep pulling the curtain back, right, and we'll keep doing it right here on the podcast.
And if you haven't grabbed the book yet, go to coinyourlife.com. It's available right now because the course, it's built on that. And it's really where you begin to put that into action. But start there, start with the book.
And look, if anything we said today lands at all, we'd love to hear from you. Find us on the socials, search us at The Nature of Everything, and just tell us where you are. Tell us what's going on, what you're working through, what gap are you staring at right now?
And look, you don't have to have it all figured out to start. And that's the whole entire point.
Before you go, just know it's time. Time to connect. Time to change the nature of everything. Find us at coinyourlife.com and don't stay stuck.